So, okay. So can you introduce your background?
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Colombia, in South America, for 21 years, and back then I majored in translation. So I was studying English, also Spanish, Italian, and that's why I decided I wanted to learn Korean. And after that, when I was 22, I moved to Korea. Then I moved to the US, and now I've been traveling for like 5 months.
So, how long have you been in South Korea in total?
In total, I lived here during the pandemic, so at the end of 2021, I was here for a little longer than a year. And back then I was studying Korean at a university in Seoul. My Korean is very bad though. And back then, like, you know, I was studying all the time, so I didn't really have time to enjoy other cities. So I told myself, like, if I'm traveling through Asia, I really want to go back to Korea and try to go to different places, you know, just not Seoul, but like more maybe local or rural places. So that's why I'm here in Danyang.
Okay. So, if you don't mind, may I ask you how you saved up for this travel to Asia?
When I finished my studies here in Korea, I moved to the US, and just because I didn't want to go back to Colombia, and I knew I could be able to make more money in the US, so I went there and I got myself 2 jobs. So for 6 months I used to work from 7 to 1 and then from 2 to 11, like every day. It was so hard. And after 6 months I quit my morning job and was just working in the afternoon. And on the weekends, my sister, she has a cafe, like an Italian cafe, so I would help her and she would pay me some money. And it was difficult to save money at the beginning because I was new in the country, so it means like I don't have where to live, like I don't know nothing. And in the US, like you need a lot of money to rent an apartment, so I had to save money to pay the deposit, to pay the first month, and to pay the last month, like everything at once. So it was so difficult. But like I like so much Asia that I made it a priority for me to save money. That's why I decided to work 2 jobs, and every month I would save something. Like a few months I would save like a lot of money, and other months just like $100, which is nothing. But like I would always save something because it was a priority for me, you know, like to travel. And I was doing very good on my afternoon job, so they gave me like bonuses, like money bonuses, and that helped me a lot also. And yeah, that's how I make like $10,000, and I was able to quit my job to travel like 6 months. So yeah.
So how did you feel when you made enough money to travel to Asia by yourself?
I was so excited and I was so proud of myself because really it was the first time I had that much money, and I was just so proud of myself. And I was so happy because I learned that if I want to do something, I will put my mind into it and I would be able to do it somehow. Like it won't be easy all the times and it would be like very difficult. But if I want, I can do that. Like I can do whatever I want. And so I was just very excited. And I was also a bit scary because I got used to have a salary, you know? Like I got used to receive certain amount of money every month. And quitting my job meant that I would just stop earning money. So I had to like make a plan, and I have to I have to be like very conscious about my expenses, because if I run out of money, like nobody's gonna give me money. I mean, I could tell my parents like, hey, could you lend me some money? But like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put them in that situation, and I don't want to put myself in that situation. So I have to be very conscious about my expenses, and yeah, like I have to be creative sometimes.
Oh, really? So every moment you spend your money, you always calculate them.
Like I have a budget for every month, depending on the country. I had a certain budget for every country. Because I can't just spend like money.
Right.
No, that would be a bad idea.
In Korea, there is a cultural and economic expectation that parents will devote all their financial resources to advancing their children's educational opportunities. So how do you think these expectations affect their children's mindset or the future choices?
So that was a difficult question, actually. I thought about that a lot, and like I'm gonna tell you my own experience from my own experience. Like I think on the one hand it is very good and it is so nice and positive when you feel you are supported by your parents on achieving your career dreams or your professional dreams or like any dream or goal you have. Like it is so nice to have someone there supporting you all the time. And in my case, for example, like I think in general parents think the only way they can support their kids is by money, you know, just giving them money, like so you don't have to worry about money, you can just focus on whatever you want to do. And I think that's the most common way on how parents support their kids. And in my case, my parents did pay for my university, and they also used to send me money when I decided I wanted to move to Korea to study. They sent me money for a few months, and they helped me a lot. Like I am so grateful with them, because I'm conscious and I know that it would have taken me way longer to do what I wanted to do without their help. Like it would have been way more difficult without them. So I'm so grateful with them. But also at some point they told me, like, we will stop sending you money because it's too much for us. Like we are sending you money for your studies, we are also helping your sister, and we are also making like a life for ourselves, you know, like we have to pay our rent, we have to pay bills, whatever. So they told me, like, we love you, we support you, we will always be, but it is time like for you to start making your own money, because this is just like too much for us. And at that moment, I got a bit mad, to be honest, because I was very used to just call them and say like, hey dad, like I'm running short on money, can you please just send me some money, or like I have to pay the semester this Friday, just, you know, like send me money please. And that was so easy at the time. And when they told me that, I was worried, because, you know, like I used to work, but just for me, like just to have pocket money to spend on whatever I wanted. And when I started working, I realized how difficult it is to pay for things, especially for studies. Like I know university, I know like studying abroad is so expensive, especially, you know, like Colombian currency is very low. So for them, it was not only sending money, but they would have to send me like a huge amount of money in Colombian currency. So I felt guilty at the time, because until I started working for myself and paying my own things, I didn't realize like the pressure I was putting on them and the struggle and how difficult it was for them to just send me money. So yeah, I really enjoyed when I started making money for myself, because I think parents need to understand that even though they want to help us and they always want us to have the best opportunities, like we need to learn by ourselves how to make money and how to be like functional adults. And for me, being a functional adult means like being able to survive by myself. Because they used to tell me like, we love you, but what if we die tomorrow? Like you can't make money by yourself, you're gonna die. So I really appreciate them stop giving me money, because that helped me a lot, like with my self-esteem. Like if I want to buy something, I can work and I can get it by myself. If I want to pay like my university, I can do it by myself. Like, you know, it was like a push I really needed, because I was very spoiled. And I think like to answer the question, I think it is very nice to be supported, to have like a hand next to you, but until certain point, because after that point you just get spoiled, because you don't know how difficult it is to get things, and you just learn that, like you just learn how it works in the real life, in the real world, when you stop having that, like that money, you know. Because like right now, like my parents, they don't send me money anymore, and nor my sister. And now they travel, they do many things they didn't do before. Like my dad, for example, he would never spend like a penny on himself, because he would give everything to us. And now he travels all the time, he buy nice things for him, and he just looks so happy and like more relaxed, that I really just seeing him makes me happy, you know, and I wouldn't be able to steal that happiness from him again.
Yes. So in Korea, most parents are taking care of their adult children by reducing their real estates or taking out big loans. So actually, this culture is causing our high rate of the elderly poverty. So as a foreigner who loves Korea a lot and someone who lives at their own pace, could you suggest us the best way to break this vicious cycle?
I think it's very difficult from parents to break the cycle. So I think it's actually the kids who has to take like the first step, you know, into breaking that cycle. Because like if you saw your parents did that for you, you want to do that the same for your kids, you know, because that's
correct.
like the normal thing to do. Like that's the only way to do things. So I think it's like our responsibility as kids, like as children, to break it. And we can just do that like being a little more self-sufficient and understanding that we can do things by ourselves. Like we can receive our parents' support not only by receiving money, but just being there, like just their presence sometimes is enough to push us and to make us achieve things. So yeah, like for me, it's just being more more conscious about our parents' life and our own lives. And I think it's very nice when you realize you can also be a support for your parents, you know, like they don't have to give everything to you, like you can also give something back to them, not because you have to, but because you want to, you know. It's just like a balance.
Yeah, right. Balancing. Yeah, right.
So I think, yeah, just like kids should take the first step into trying to do things differently.
Right. So we should be more confident and independent.
Yeah.
Right.
Like just more confidence and thinking you can achieve whatever you want. Maybe not as fast as other people, maybe it will
right.
take you longer, but like for example, you know, like YouTubers or influencers, they make a lot of money and they didn't follow the traditional path.
right.
And like a few years ago, just doing that was seen like he's crazy, like what he's doing with his life. Like, but they're very successful now, so it just proves that there's many ways to do things. It's just scary and you have to be brave and you'll be criticized whatever you do, like no matter what you do. So you just have to trust yourself and just keep going.
Right. They're very important. Right.